is Nano. I make a video every single week, and today, folks, I'm here to review the 2006 classic film known as Zoom. A film that's been quite indecisive with the audience. People are saying it's a really bad superhero movie, and the other half find nostalgia regarding it. And I'm unfortunately on that other half. Kid me just love this movie. But I'm an adult now, and like always, why don't we go check it out? Subscribe now as we're diving into the review of the movie Zoom. The movie begins with a comic book strip with the narrator discussing an old team that used to save the world known as Team Zenith. And I'm going to say this now because I called out G-Force for having the same thing with their music soundtrack. Stop it! But 95% of this movie's music track is just straight up Smash Mouth. Like, no exaggeration. If you want any reassurance that this is your run-of-the-mill 2000s film, just look at this soundtrack because it's heavily featured by Smash Mouth. That's just your biggest hint. So Team Zenith was a team constructed by the government, but when they tried to enhance more power into one of the members named Connor, the experiment went wrong and he went ballistic, killing all of his teammates except for his brother Zoom, who took care of him in the end. You know, it's kind of ridiculous that they named Connor's superhero name Concussion, and then they were shocked when he went out like a maniac on CTE. In the present day, one of the main scientists, Dr. Grant, warns that Concussion, aka Connor, is headed right back into Earth.
I speak Greek, not geek.
Bars. So the general suggests that they need a team to form in order to take down Connor once again. And this is where we meet our main character of the film, Jack, who's retired from being a superhero and works at a repair store called Slowjack because lol, he's old. With a slogan that says you can't rush speed because lol, his superpower was him being a speedster. Laugh, people, laugh! Laugh, people, laugh. Why did I do that? So Jack is busy making whatever heinous crime this is. Okay. There's like so many jokes rolling around my mind over this scene alone, but I don't know what my average age of my viewership is really, so we're just gonna move on. We then meet our next character, Marsha, who goes through such a fatal and terrifying car accident.
Hey, look out!
My lord, that hit looks severe. I hope she's okay. But it turns out it was all set up as the people in the car were just the government team trying to convince Jack to come back into the team to help stop Connor. You know his shop is open, right? I do not believe you had to stage a fake car collision to help get this man out of his shop to reveal himself. He is literally working right now. So the scientist, Dr. Grant, tries to recruit him back, but Jack says no, but the team are just so desperate that they're like,
we're here to take you back, not to invite you back.
Grant.
Well, I'm glad you at least made him feel like he had a choice. So Dr. Grant accidentally, or purposefully, depending on how you see it, shoots Jack and knocks him out cold. We get introduced to our first of many montages where we get to meet one of the potential heroes for this team, a little 6-year-old named Cindy, who's busy trying to get some Halloween candy when some teenage boy tries to mug her, but Cindy shows off her super strength abilities, throwing a whole body into a tree. How adorable. And in case you're wondering, what song are they playing in the background? Okay, look, Smash Mouth is a fire band and I will hear no other judgment over it, but these songs of his will constantly become a recurring theme over this entire movie. I did warn this. We then meet our next character, Summer Jones, who is busy trying to get food at the cafeteria, but some cheerleaders mock her for just being some kind of freak. So Summer shows off her power and telekinesis to splatter some food on them. We also meet Dylan.
Perhaps you'd like to come up and finish Newton's equation?
I think Newton can finish his own equation.
We also meet Dylan, who shows off his power in being a smartass to the teacher while also being a smartass in showing his workings of the math equation, while also revealing that he can turn invisible. I like him. We also meet Tucker, who is out in a public pool trying to jump off the board, but even with fear, he gives in with his determination and jumps off, showing off his power and inflating his body as his butt slams a kid to his death. No, we're scrapping that, That's a big butt colliding with the public. You ain't surviving that. Screw it, it's my video. Here's the rewritten version of this. Better. So Jack Jack wakes up to find out that he really is going forward with recruiting a new team for himself with or without his consent, which seems to be a situation that Jack would be upset about except for...
We are also very happy to pay you $500,000.
You know you could have just said that instead of shooting me with a dart.
They stunted a whole accident, tried shooting a man unconscious when he was already committed to having a conversation with them. This was quite the waste of time on the scientist part, but we're already here, so let's move on. We also get more screen time with Marsha, who is also part of the scientist team, and her personality is that she's really clumsy.
Watch out for the...
Sorry, I don't have time right now. I'm late for a meeting.
Look out!
Dude, I know clumsy people. And they are not like this! No one is this clumsy! Marsha also expresses that she's a big fan of Jack's book when he used to be a superhero, and then this awkward exchange happens.
I have every issue of Captain Zoom and his amazing team. Most of them still in their original plastic sleeves.
That's creepy. But you still have that green dress.
What's so creepy about having a collection? Also, you respond to her fangirling over you by addressing how creepy she is, to then add on to that by asking if she's still got her green dress. Alrighty, Mr. Sir.
We even have the 5th anniversary double issue, Zoom versus the Atomic Melt.
How about that green dress? Still have that?
So Jack and the two scientists do a talent show to see who's good enough for the team. And you know what that means, kids? Another montage! With what song playing in the background? We see the 6-year-old Sydney get her turn, and this is a competition to show her powers, and she shows her powers off by singing the ABCs for some reason.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O.
Girl, did you not understand the assignment? Even Jack would mock her for this, so Cindy would just casually crush their table without any thought. She was hired afterwards. Was she hired willingly, or were they just threatened? Who knows? Fast forward, they found 4 new members for the team, and Jack's washed-up ass has to try and guide them through their powers and their teamwork together.
And you could stop hitting on me entirely.
No, I can't do that. You and I are destiny.
Do you have any idea what you're doing here or why?
Come on, me. We were brought here in super secret because we were selected out of a huge group of kids because we're really special.
She's so adorable. She's my favorite. Protect that girl at all costs.
But it's all a lie. We're here because we're different.
Dylan.
We're not different.
Come on, chill out.
You can pick up a car. You're 6. How different does it get?
Don't.
The way Dylan brings this kid down with his facial expression gives me such memories of this one TikTok.
If you had $20,000, what would you spend it on?
I could probably maybe buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah, you probably maybe fucking couldn't do that. Do you know how much fucking Lamborghinis are? They're like $200 fucking $1,000 minimum. That's like the cheapest one you can fucking...
Like, bro, she's 6. Let her believe in the innocence because she can pull a Homelander on you. She has the strength to do so. But Jack has no motivation to train these kids, so he's just like, screw them. They're already it. Let's just drug them with more power. That will solve the issue! As if that solution was not the reason as to why the superhero team ended in the first place! So when Marsha explains as to who Jack is, the kids go up to Jack wanting to see his super speed powers, but Jack is of course continuing to be a douchebag to these kids, so he of course denies it.
You're not superheroes.
We're superheroes? Yes!
You're definitely white kids, I'll tell you that.
Okay. Look, you know he ain't lying. We then get our third montage, something, Smash Mouth! So Jack does his best to train all the members of the team, and by training all the members of the team, I just mean he just does nothing and acts like a douchebag, and is surprised that they haven't improved.
Those kids aren't going to be ready for anything.
Yeah, Marsha, I just don't get it. I've just been throwing insults and being an asshole to some kids that I'm way older than, and they haven't improved? Man, this experiment is a waste of time. But you know what would help these kids? Another montage! Oh my gosh! Something new! This movie actually found the guts to find a song that wasn't Smash Mouth! Proud of you!
Jack, it's late.
I can't help those kids.
Finally, I would meet the only real superhero left in the world.
Would you let that superhero stuff go, please?
I was really lonely, and the only comfort I found was in reading about you.
That's because you're out of your mind. You gotta stop with this comic book stuff.
Oh my lord, Jack is such an egregious ass in this film. Like, I get why he's that bitter over what the government did and how he treated him and his team, but like, oh my gosh, there's no need to express that to a fan of yours. Martha's just a fan who sees potential in all of this working out, but Jack is just such a bitter sock that he just keeps pushing down her dreams and manifestation. We're only 26 minutes in, and I'm quite done with this douchebag attitude from him.
Don't want to hold your hand, thanks. Don't want to hold your hand. Ow, ow. All right, I'll hold your hand.
She can kill a bear with just her fingernail. Why have you been messing with this girl the most, Jack? So Jack takes the kids on the trip with the old spaceship that his team used to use. A scene which was really all done just so they could show off their Wendy's sponsorship. Sure, why not? Jack is trying to sleep, but Cindy wakes him up as she's having a nightmare. Jack tries to reassure her while trying to get her out of the room, but Cindy wants to feel safe by sleeping in the same room as him.
Can I sleep here just for tonight?
No, that's not a real good idea.
Dude, she's like the most adorable character. She's carrying this movie, I can't lie. We're 35 minutes into this film and I know nothing about these characters in the team. Dylan is the cool looking tall guy who just has the hots for Summer. Summer is just not a social person. Tucker is just there for the writers to just make fat jokes around.
He's a lazy little chubba bubba.
Is that it? 6 Frosties. Ooh,
6
yeah,
Frosties.
yeah.
Chocolate.
All right, now what's everyone else drinking?
And Cindy is just this adorable little cutie pie that can or can't potentially rule the earth. So Jack has a heart-to-heart with Cindy, reassuring her that her powers make her feel special and different in a good way because those powers can always be used to help people. Good. Keep on that good side. We don't want her going anywhere near the opposites. We have another training montage and surprisingly it's from the Queen song Under Pressure. Wait a minute. Play it again. No. Something ain't right here. Let's do some quick detective work here.
Are you working on attraction or repulsion?
What?
You son of a bitch. You guys really couldn't help yourselves, could ya? Couldn't go 2 montages without the Smash Mouth song, eh?
I want a name.
10 more, that's your name.
Get me a name.
How about 9 more? There's your name.
Seriously, stop pissing her off. Her mood decides the fate of the world on a day-to-day basis. Please get her a name. So after the training for what seemed to be the team finally getting along with Jack because the team is just still pissed off with him. Because Summer calls out Jack for being a bad leader and not really bothering to care nor train for any of his teammates, and Jack, being really offended by this, just goes, yeah, shoot, you could be right. This feels like such a weird scene because they were just smiling together eating Wendy's, seemingly having a well-grounded connection together, but they just still dislike Jack? Odd direction, but okay. We also get a scene where 3 of the kids sneak in and lock Dr. Grant in the survival test room, and then they proceed to just torture him.
I really don't want you to push.
It's you.
No more buttons.
Honestly, this scene fits more with Jack getting the punishment. He's been the biggest douchebag possible. This scene is not even funny, you just feel bad for the scientist. But sure, why not? Whatever makes the ruler of the earth happy. Jack also has a moment with Dylan where he's able to help him discover the power of mindsight. And he helps Dylan discover that by making him secretly look for his crush without her knowing.
Dylan?
I got an idea. I want you to think about Summer right now. Stand here and see if you can find her.
I'm in her room. I can see her dancing.
This is kind of creepy. Also creepier that Jack knew the exact method to get Dylan's power to work. Like, it worked, but it's still creepy. And Jack also believes that Dylan should be the leader of the group. Which does not make any sense. He's not felt like a leader at all. He's not shown much leadership roles in taking control of things. He's ditched most of his training lessons. Summer seems more like a leader than him. She's also taking charge and standing up to situations and has also been there for her teammates. The hell has Dylan done? Yeah, nothing. Cindy has a better reason to lead the group and she's 6. But with the deep conversation that Jack has with Dylan, revealing that Concussion, aka Connor, is actually his brother. But with this, it helps Jack take a moment to start appreciating his own teammates, which helps Jack really commit and train them in another montage. Surprisingly not played by Smash Mouth. Thanks, Jack. Your leader has now devalued your potential leader's character into just being a love interest for him. Seriously, why is Dylan the leader again? Jack surprises the team with a dance party for all the team's hard work. Dylan gives Summer something to attach to her necklace. He tries to flirt with her for how special she is with her powers.
Hope you're not disappointed with what you do or don't see from here.
As long as I get to keep looking, I guarantee I'll never be disappointed.
And they go on to dance, and honestly, I don't really care about this whatsoever. The only thing that popped me was the fact that they used the singer Enrico Iglesias' song Hero. And it's such a childhood classic for me. I can be your hero, baby. Oh, still good. Jack even has a moment with Marsha as he asks her to dance with him. I can kiss away but the general stops the commotion as they need to focus on Connor's grand return to Earth.
Guards, Holloway, make sure it happens now. Move out.
Boy, for a straight guy, you're dramatic.
What does that even mean? So the general plans to inject the kids with the Gamma-13, aka the same drug they used on Concussion before he went on CTE mode. But with Jack not wanting a repeat of what happened to his brother, he tries sneaking the kids out. And this is where the kids all collectively give themselves a superhero name. Dylan calls himself Houdini, Summer is called Wonder, Cindy is called Princess, and Tucker is called Mega Boy. Tulsa? Not gonna lie, those are garbage names. That's really all they could come up with? You made a build-up to their names for that? For that? Man, we are really just trying to get through this movie, eh? But Dylan has a vision that has him revealed to Jack that the general was training everyone to really fight against Jack's brother, something that Jack did not know about. Hola everyone, Editor Nando here. It's come to my attention that throughout editing this, I was able to see the shot where we see all the kids' personal information, and it's come to my attention that Cindy, who was stated to be 6 years old in the film, is somehow freaking 10 years old. This could be an edited error, but I'd like to believe and theorize that just having the power of having godlike strength, she's just cursed with never being able to grow up and being mature. So she just forever ages while looking like that. A lore that would be so funny to tell, because imagine convincing the audience that this baby is somehow just 1 year younger than this grown-ass child. Honestly, it probably wouldn't faze people. Anime does it all the time. So Jack tries to confront the situation, but the general doesn't give in and keeps Jack captive. They're about to send the kids off for battle, but that's when Marsha reveals that she's got, I don't know, minty breath fresh? I don't know. So they break free Jack and...
Why is she here?
No, it's cool. She's one of us.
What do you mean she's one of us?
She blows.
Yeah.
No, I mean...
Whoa! Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. So they all escape together in the ship to go after Connor themselves.
We're hot to go.
Yes! They arrive as to where Connor will come back, but Jack suggests that he will handle the situation himself. Connor arrives and Jack begins to have a heart-to-heart with him. They watch over each other's growth and appreciate how much they just miss each other. I'm just kidding, bro, it's still evil.
Hope you got an army behind you.
Those outfits are garbage! Way too padded out, man! So the general helps fire some net at Connor, but when Connor deflects, it goes reaching towards Cindy. But in a panic, Jack gets his powers back to help save Cindy from the attack. Jack then plans with his team on how to stop Connor, and you know you mean nothing as a villain when your ass is about to get beat in montage music. It all comes down to this. You take your best shot. Okay, no. Time out. Not gonna lie, this should have had a Smash Mouth song covering this fight. So Connor, the scary killing machine guy, gets wiped out by an old superhero and 4 of his inexperienced team members that haven't even finished school yet in just 1 minute. How lovely! All that setup and for what? So apparently Jack's super speed tornado was able to un-evil Connor, so now he's just good again somehow?
Hi, what's your name?
That's Princess Cindy to you. 3 months go by and we see the kids living a good life. Cindy is doing a play on Rapunzel, and when the kid struggles to climb up, she uses her own superpowers to help pull him up to her. A power that is so strong that the kid grew to the size of an adult man to pull off the stunt safely. Tucker uses these powers as a goalie to help his team win, which is just so OP and BS. Bro should not be allowed to do that! Dylan and Summer have their moment together, and this entire montage is played by the song Days Like These by Steve Harwell. That's it for me. Who is the lead vocalist for the band Smash Mouth? The streak lives on! And the movie ends with showing the credits with some bloopers attached, which I believe that's a feature that all movies should bring back to their credits. Bring back bloopers, please. Like, it gives us some worth to actually read the credits. And that was Zoom. I can tell you right now that it's just your run-of-the-mill, good, bad superhero movies. It gets really frustrating in the first half, but it gets more fun in the second half. Big surprise, Sydney was the big carry out of this entire movie. She is 6 years old and was able to express much more character development than some of the adults playing this movie. So yeah, big shout out to Sydney, she rocks, and just a special request to her, please don't wreck our world, follow all mass, now we're not doing that anymore, subscribe, just subscribe now, make videos every week, just subscribe now, see ya.